Hi guys, it's me again for the latest of the biology videos, and today we're on biology. So yeah, here goes. Biology is the study of living organisms that can be divided into many specialised fields like many of the other ologies I've already done. That can cover like morphology, physiology, anatomy, behaviour, origin and distribution. It can be like with plants and animals of a particular area. I think biosphere, I think it is. Nice, but I can also look inside the physiology, behaviour and other qualities of a particular organism or class of organisms. You can kind of look into the, by that it's like you can look into the biology of bacteria, of a certain animal, or a certain group of animals, like amphibians, plants even, considering it probably comes into the thing. No, it's an early 19th century word, 1800s, and was coined in German via the French, and it comes from the Greek word of bios, meaning life, and logi. Now, as a biological community, like a community in biology, is an interacting group of various species in a common location, like a forest of trees and undergrowth of plants inhabited by animals and rooted in soil containing bacteria and fungi. But like one example from this, thinking back to yesterday's video a little bit, is like GCSE geography that we did Amazon. That's kind of like one example of the biological community. So yeah, it has like different factors determine the overall structure of a community, and there's like factors of the number of species, like the diversity of the species within it, which that community sustains. And there can be like an abundance of like each species found like within it, and and has its own set of interactions among the species, and like the ability for the community to return to, and should, fingers crossed, that community should come back to normal eventually after a disruptive influence like fire or drought. It's like, as biologists and all that kind of study all this, like how to keep that environment, keep it. As like the change of biological communities over time is known as like succession or ecological succession, and biologists also kind of look at that. And it's like there's various species within each community that occupy their own little niche kind of thing. And like in there could be like everything kind of interweaves and interacts with each other, where there's like competition, predation, parasitism and mutualism. So like let me know in the comments below, see if you've done this, like looked into this, and you tell me a little bit, as I have told you a lot. It's like organisms within that community can be like positioned on like food chains, showing like what eats what, and like these positions are known as trophic levels. But like at the first level there are what's known as producers, like the photosynthetic plants, which converts like sun's energy, like light, radiation, whatever, into nutrients available to other organisms in the community. And it's like I know plants can be eaten by herbivores or maybe even omnivores. Herbivores being those that eat plants, and these kind of like herbivores are kind of like the secondary trophic levels. Then then carnivores, with carnivores being those that eat the herbivores, are at the third trophic level. And at the last level, there's like where the last link dies, like the carnivores and all that. I suppose it can happen at any stage really. Is where whatever it is dies and is basically eaten by bacteria and fungi, as like it kind of decomposes and breaks down your like the dead organic matter and like releases the nutrients back to the environment. Whereas like maybe eaten by plants, technically speaking. And like the physical environment, as everything's like a cycle kind of thing. And then there's also an area which is like the biosphere, which is like something else that might be looked at, as it's like a thin life supporting stratum of the Earth's surface. As there's like layers of the Earth. There's like inner core, outer core, mantle, crust, and then the atmosphere and whatever's above. Then there's outer space, which is something else. It extends like, in the biosphere of Earth can extend like a few kilometres into the atmosphere and can go like deep down into like the deep sea vents or in like the oceans and all that. As like a biosphere is a global ecosystem. It's composed of living organisms, of biota and abiotic, which is biota being living and abiotic meaning non-living factors, which derive from energy and nutrients. And like biologists kind of study all this and how they kind of link together and all that. So I can kind of understand how things work. So yeah, this is today's video, so yeah, I'll see you all very soon.